Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Use Your Brain. Use Your Brain was created with the purpose of teaching you how to think outside of the box. No comments will be deleted, no repost will be reported for copyright. We only ask you to kindly write in the description that you are not the owner of the original video, and no edits will be infringement. I want to note that this is the only channel that has the raw and real video footage of Use Your Brain. We're going to be discussing many topics. I created this project because I'm tired, honestly. I decided that I'm gonna make a change in people's mind, that in today's days there's something that is missing, and I want to bring that something here in this channel. And that something that is missing is free of speech and free of talk. I want you to be able to think how you want to think, to comment what you want to comment, and I want to open a free debate for everybody in multiple topics. This is by no means a channel that is made to racially insult nobody. It is not made to discriminate against any gender, and it is not made to insult any type of people or being in this planet or in the universe, if I have to be exact. So I say to myself, Bryan, you have been making so many things in your life, but are you really giving back to the community of human beings that is found in this planet? And the answer, of course, is not. Was not doing enough. So I'm now deciding that I will do my part. I will take part of this. I will take part of this community of people that are trying to make a change. Where I will try to make real change by teaching people how to use their brain. We all have a brain, but I ask you a question, do you really use it? Or do you think, act how other people tell you to? Are you really free or are you a slave? No, you notice. They already said the title of the video. And in fact, that's what we're going to be covering today. Are we free or are we slaves? I will be smoking a cigar because I enjoy smoking cigars. This one is, shit fell. Italico Bianco Stellato. So, as I like my cigar, I want you to start using your brain, okay? There's too much wind. I will not be able to light my cigar properly like this. So we just go the new school way, because the old school way will be to light it carefully, as the first hit of the cigar is really important, if you don't know. So now let's break the ice. Speaking, are we free or are we slaves? And one of the reasons that I want to speak about this is because I was thinking, of course using my brain like I should, that I wanted to express myself freely. And then I asked myself, but why do you feel the need to express yourself freely? What does freely means? What is actually freedom? Then I started to think a little bit more about that. What I wanted to say to myself when I say that I wanted to speak myself freely was that I didn't want it to feel constrained. I didn't want it to feel like I had any limits. I want to have this energy that is flowing outside of me and is going into the universe with complete freedom, which means I don't have to block any of it. All of my thoughts can be made into words and can be spoken outside. All of my actions can be expressed with my body and can be transformed into messages sent outside to the universe for other people, animals, beings, and the universe itself to see, to understand, and to value, which is a pretty interesting fact. Because in today's society, we are in the opposite space right now. We're in the opposite direction. If you talk too much, you get banned. If you talk too little, you're accepted. If you say what people want you to say, you're accepted. If you say what you want to say and people don't like it, you will be excluded. You will be thrown away by your own community, which is a horrendous thing. Then I said, if you can't speak your mind freely, Which means you are a slave. You're a slave. I was saying to myself that I said, no, I'm not a slave, because I'm not in jail. I can at least go outside whenever I feel to go outside. I can stand up right now if I want to. I can sit down if I want to. I can smoke my old school cigar if I want to. So that means I should not be a slave, right? Wrong. I started to get more into this type of thinkings, and I got to a really, really particular conclusion. It requires you to use your brain, because we will get a little bit philosophical for this, okay? So I need you to start activating the engine that we have in our brain. I will apologize in advance for my pronunciation, as English is my second language, so I sometimes miss some words and some pronunciations. But I think that you get the message anyway, and this is the important thing. If a fish, I will start with a metaphor. If a fish is in the water, he can travel through the entire ocean. Is the fish free, or is the fish a slave? You might say it's free. You might say it's enslaved, and you might have your reasons. For me personally, I think the fish is a slave. Why do I think the fish is a slave? Because even though the fish can travel through the entire ocean, I know he has seen glimpses of what is outside the ocean. He has seen glimpses of our life outside the ocean. Maybe just a few times that it got near the edge of the ocean. He saw outside. He saw the sun. Maybe he saw humans. Maybe he saw a boat. So many things a fish has seen in his life. But he cannot get outside of the ocean because they can only breathe inside you. So is a fish really free? Can a fish experience the entire planet? No, of course not. They can only experience the ocean. But if you take a fish from outside the ocean and I put it in an aquarium, let's say I buy a little crystal box in my house, 1 foot for 1 foot, and I push a fish inside. Is the fish slave, or is the fish free? Some might say it's free, some might say it's enslaved. But now, I want you to take into consideration what I said before. Fish was free in the entire ocean. Now it is in a little box. So, in consequence, it should be still slaves, right? And all of this is really interesting as long as we keep thinking of our point of view. But now let's get into a fish point of view. You're a fish right now, okay? Use your brain, your imagination. Imagination is an amazing thing. It's one of our qualities. Animals cannot imagine the future like we can. So, take your imagination. Imagine you are a fish right now. You are in the entire ocean. You have the entire ocean for you. But now you are in this little crystal box. You will feel enslaved. You will say, wait, I can only move 1 foot to the right, 1 foot to the left, 1 feet through the front, 1 foot to the back. Of course, I should be enslaved. But the reality is, the memory of a fish is not that vast. The memory of a fish will not go years back into his life to make him remember that he was once in the ocean. The fish will eventually forget that, and the little crystal box will be everything the fish knows. If it is everything the fish knows, the fish is free for himself. That's everything he has seen. That's everything he knows. And now I'm not an expert on fishes. I don't know how long the memory of fishes lasts. But I'm pretty sure it's not as long as ours. And with a couple of years on being in that crystal box, he will surely feel at home and feel free. So it takes us to an interesting point. Freedom. Freedom is a perspective. Freedom depends on the amount of memory you can recall to, and it depends on your initial surroundings. If you were born in a cell, and everybody told you that's everything that is in the world, cells, you will grow your entire life thinking there are only cells in the world. There is nothing else. You will find joy in a cell. You will find angriness in a cell. You will find sadness in a cell. You will find every single emotion in that cell. And you will be fine until you discover that there is a world outside that you haven't seen. In that moment, you You will feel enslaved. You will feel a prisoner. Your sense of justice will change. And this is all right now in the point of view of imagination, like I was saying before. Because the person that was told that there is a world outside to see doesn't really know it. He's not sure. It's only a speculation, okay? But now his imagination, like I said, one of the human capabilities that differs us from animals, is starting to imagine that there might be something else and that he's missing something. So, now I'll put another example. Let's imagine that aliens come to invade the planet and they come from a galaxy that is far, far away. And in that galaxy, they have the power of the technology of teletransportation. It means that they are used to going from one planet to another in an instant, like this. And then they come to Earth and they see us and they say, wait, you're only in one planet? I will definitely feel like I was a prisoner if I was not allowed to leave my planet. I have many friends, they're from different planets, maybe from different galaxies. And for us, it's normal to leave your planet. You only stay in your planet for a period, an amount of time, and then you go to explore the universe. Where you humans are only in a single planet, and you feel free because you can see only a single planet. So this takes us to the initial point. Freedom depends a lot on your imagination, on your memory to recall your previous situation, and in your initial space. We are now born in a world, most of us, there are some people that don't have the luck that most of us has. May God help them. May God help those people that are really, really incarcerated based on the facts that I has already spoke before. May God help them find the freedom they want. May the universe help them, or whatever you believe in, help them. So, we live in a world where you can travel, you can wake up, you can go for a job, you can go buy some coffee, you can go for a run, all these things. And when you get put in jail because you made a mistake, you feel like a prisoner, you feel enslaved. And why is that? Like I said before, that's because you remember what was your starting point, you remember there is something outside, and you have the imagination also to keep traveling through space and time with your mind without leaving your actual position. So you will feel a slave, you will feel a prisoner, which I find interesting. Now that we have talked about freedom, now that we have talked about prison, about enslavement, we can come to a conclusion. Freedom of speech, freedom of talk, freedom of action will always be a thing of perspective. So now that you know that it is a thing of perspective, I ask you the question, are you free or are you enslaved?